Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It's Wednesday evening and this evening we are talking energy costs and mitigation of such. The reason I'm talking about this is there's been a report, the Mayor of London has changed the planning conditions. So now pretty much for any new builds or any refurbs, you cannot have like a wood burning stove. It's not going to meet the clean air regulations. So they are looking to promote solar panels, heat something systems, the ones that go down in the ground, things like that, putting in electric charging points. And I'm just wondering, where do you think all this electricity is going to come from? Because how many developers do you know want to put solar panels on houses? They'll just put radiators in. They're not going to pay for solar panels. And I know that up in Braemar there was a discussion with the local council, because some of the older council houses, which is social housing, still had fireplaces for coal fires. And last year, I think just about this time last year, they were talking about removing those fireplaces because it's not eco-friendly to have a solid fuel burner, whether it's coal, wood or whatever. And the families who are in the houses are not happy about that, because that leaves them totally reliant on gas or electricity. Now, I have to say, this year especially, if you had an option, what would you rather have? Would you rather your home was totally reliant on gas and electricity, or would you rather have the option of something else? Possibly solar, possibly solid fuel. Now, we all know, especially if you've been doing the prepper and following the cost of living crisis, there's lies, and then damn statistics. Obviously, statistics can be made to say what you want. And at the moment, London is saying that wood burners contribute more to pollution than cars. Anyone in the streets of London knows that there's no way the number of wood burners in London contributes more pollution than cars. They're obviously looking at specific, either on a like-for-like basis, one car versus one wood burner or something. But my thought is, before they start banning everything, maybe they should start doing some mitigation. How many trees have been cut down in cities over the last few years? And in the last couple of years, the temperatures in the UK have risen quite considerably. And I know that our local town has no trees in the street. Now, I have seen the elderly trying to, and our town's on a hill, I have seen the elderly trying to walk up that hill at like silly o'clock in the morning when it's still hot. They don't have the energy, there's no shade to protect them. So they're not able to go out and about in that heat. So they will stay in the house and put on fans and use more electricity. Whereas if we had trees growing up the street, we would be able to provide shade for people walking underneath. It would keep the ambient temperature down and it would clean the air. But this doesn't seem to have been thought about. And don't even get me started on the big jets that nobody seems to be bothering about. Let's just get people in their homes to pay through the nose, because we all know how much profit the energy companies have made this year. But seemingly that's where we've all to go. We're not allowed to be self-sufficient in our power or in heating our homes. And I think that's wrong on so many levels. So obviously, again, wee wheelie's going in my head here. So yeah, London is like, no, you can't have wood burners in any new builds or any refurbished homes. So any homes that are getting any work done that requires planning permission, it's not going to happen. As I say, councils are looking to remove coal fireplaces, and that leaves us all dependent on the energy firms. But there are so many different ways that this could be dealt with. And as I say, trees. Why are we not planting trees? Why are we not trying to protect ourselves, trying to put in rather than trying to cut out? All this, cut out the cars, cut out the fires, cut out the meat, cut out this, cut out that. Well, actually, instead of just cutting everything out, do you want to maybe put back what was there before? Like the forests? Put that back first. Maybe start growing some trees that feed people. Do you know, plum trees, apple trees, whatever. They could be in places, do you know, those little, at the side of homes, you've normally got at the end of a terrace in a modern development, there's a wee triangle of grass or something. Put a plum tree on there so kids can go and eat plums. Do you know, so that they can sit in the shade there in the summer. There is so little shade in new developments that in the next few years, if the temperature keeps going up the way it's going, people are not going to be able to go out of their houses. And all your let's grow the economy is going to be worth nada. Because people are not going to be able to go about their daily business because it's going to be too hot. So, yeah, whole lot of things. One thing I really, really don't agree with is all getting put towards heat and light your home with gas and electricity only. I really do not want to be enthralled to the gas and energy companies because we all know how many profits they've made, while we all know how much we're having to pay and how much more of our income that is taking as a percentage. So really don't like that thought at all. But also, before you start cutting everything, maybe look to see what you've cut before that you can put back. Do you know, the Amazon rainforest has lost so many trees. The towns and cities in the UK are barren. And they are just absolutely going to be like greenhouses in the summer with the heat increasing. So isn't it time they did something about that sooner rather than later? So yes, that's my thought for this evening after that thought, after reading that report of, do you know, oh, London's going to cut cars, it's going to cut wood burners, it's going to cut... Well, London maybe wants to look at what it's already destroyed and see what it can fix itself. And, do you know, with Heathrow and Gatwick, you wonder why the air pollution's bad in London? Don't try and blame it all on us. Because that's what it seems to be they're doing. They're blaming it all on the man in the street. You're driving your car too much. You're heating your home with the wrong things. Maybe stop your private jets. Stop your helicopter travel. Stop your big Hummers driving about. And see what happens then. Yeah, that's me for this evening. So I will leave you in peace. I'm going to go and get my sausage casserole, which is heating up on top of the wood burner. And I will catch you later.